Okay, welcome back everyone for another Serenum Sokoban episode. So last time we started working on the boat logic for this game. In particular, if anyone needs a reminder, we got up to this stage where we can move the character around, press spacebar, and then the boat that the character is on, if any, is selected. So now I want to, today, start moving this boat. So in particular, when the boat is selected and the arrow keys are pressed, the boat should move, if possible, in the corresponding, in the appropriate directions. And then once that's done, the first level of this game will be playable. And then that will be basically one half of the kind of core gameplay done. The other half will be adding in the stones and then being able to push them around. In particular, being able to push them around on boats. And it looks like I just discovered a bug. But we'll get to that later. Okay. So back to the core code for now. So yeah, where are we from last time? Yeah, get this boat control logic working. Okay. So yeah, so where do we start? So I think the first thing to do is perhaps add in a kind of global enum that tracks the particular state. In particular, if a boat is being controlled or not. Like if the boat is being controlled, that's going to have different effects with the movement, and having something like that would easily enable us to toggle especially when it comes to the process input procedure to do the logic there correctly. Yeah, like in particular when we're doing this like update game state, for the attempt character move direction up, this should really be something else like attempt boat move up if the global state is like moving a boat or not. So yeah, so so having this global enum would be one way of doing this. Is there any other ways? Is there a simpler way? I feel like this enum itself would be pretty simple. So let's set that up. So we could have like a character state. We could have a variable. We'll make this like a single byte. And why don't we call this like voting state? And then up here, I want to have a constant enum that just has like moving boat, not moving boat, or like voting, non-voting. Maybe have it, maybe here. Voting enum. So you could say absoluta. Maybe like maneuvering boat or steering boat, not steering boat. Or maybe just voting and not voting. So we can say not voting and then boating. So we'll make the not boating 0 and the boating 1. So we'll want to mix up, we want to start incorporating this logic in the processing input part. So in particular for this procedure, we'll want to say, actually this part is not going to get modified, this is purely just reading stuff from the keyboard. What we want to change is what happens with that input from the keyboard. In particular this part, this updating the game state. So the toggling the boat movement itself is something we'll want to incorporate this new enum in. I've already forgotten this enum, so I should just copy it. But in particular, probably before we actually toggle the boat movement, I just want to toggle what the kind of state is. If it's boating, we want to flip it, etc. So what's the easiest bitwise way of like converting a 0 to a 1 and vice versa? There has to be a really easy trick for this. Like it could just be adding 1 and then ANDing it with the final, with a bit. This should be fine. And what was our global chord? I've already forgotten. It's just boating state. So I think we want to say boating state equals boating state plus 1 and 1. So boating state equals boating state plus 1, and then we want to AND this with 1. Okay, and then so let's just see. If it's 0, it's going to go to 1. If it's 1, it's going to go to 2. That will then go back to 0. So that's fine. Okay, now we want to incorporate the boating or not boating into this kind of stuff. So in particular, if this is pressed and like let's see, if we if the boat movement is equal to not boating, then we want to try and move the character left. Otherwise, we want to, I would say like else, we'll want to do attempt boat move, and we'll keep this like the same kind of syntax. Direction left. At least we'll try and keep the syntax the same if possible. This said, whereas we have a global keeping track of the character position, we don't have a global keeping track of a specific boat. Like the boat is just part of the map. However, we know the character is going to be on the boat, so we can just determine what the boat is. Like, we know where the character is, so this should be fine. The else, however, is not the correct syntax, and I've actually forgotten what is. We're at 485. How do we do a? It could be C-non. But then there's like Seaway. Which one is it? I'm gonna cheat a bit and just go to the language reference. So let's see. If we go to, if I turn this one off and we instead just do Sam Smith program basics. And then if we search for C1, if not, so yeah, how is this? Like, we could just rewrite the code using 2 if statements. But how exactly is this working? Is this truly just negating the statement for us? So what it say if A is greater than 0 or B is greater than 0. Oh, so maybe like this has to be the final. It's like if it goes through all of these conditions and none have 5, we then do that. Okay, I think that's how it works. In which case we'll do something different for this then. Let's instead say well, actually, this does kind of work. We can just say like C-non, right? This is fine. This is what this is what we could do. Is there a macron on the O though? There is. It's 485, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, so if the first one doesn't fire, we have to do the second one, which is this, and then we will kind of do that. And then let's say like to do modify the other statements like the dot left above. Okay. So now let's write this attempt boat move procedure. Or at least provide some sketch for it, and then we'll try and compile it in the meantime. Let's say procedure attempt boat move. We then want a direction, and what is our data type for directions? And we are at 404. These just range from 0 to 3, so we could just use a single byte. For this direction. And then why don't we just immediately return from this to begin with. Okay, let's try and compile. What do we do? I'm going to do CLB, pass to the compiler the codecs. The actual entry point for the file should be sokoban.lvc. And we want to write the output to productor Sokoban. Okay. Another type error, semicolon error. This is a bit unexpected. Line 119. That is a bit strange that the compiler error message is like erroring on the a couple of lines after this instead of the actual line itself. But it's got the location correct. Okay, compiling again. Once again, we have forgotten that arguments to functions, both to procedures, both in declarations and in invocations, end with a semicolon. Except if they're empty. Internal compiler error. Okay, this is not good. I think it's because boating state is a global and we forgot to dereference it. We are making all of the usual mistakes at once. This is like a good refresher course on mistakes. And maybe here I should just say toggle the boating state. The boating state. compile. Nasir aliquod bud movement appellator 488. Whenever I think that the compiling debug cycle is long, I need to remember that I'm not programming with punch cards. Like my mom did. Like hundreds of thousands of people did. We have it easy these days. We have it so easy these days. So productor Sokoban hasn't crashed, which is good. And yeah, things seem to be working. Okay, so now let's do the logic that will move the boat. I was gonna say that will move the boat left, but I don't think in this case the boat actually can move left. So perhaps we just repeat the I was gonna say repeat the logic. Let's just repeat it in the right part and then start programming the body move direction for the right. Actually, we'll do something a bit simpler. Just because I'm like still confused as to how exactly this works. I just want to, let's just call the attempt, we'll print out a debug message whenever attempt boat move is printed. And how do we do this again? It's regere, that's right. String followed by arguments. So regere, attempt boat move chord in direction argument, and then we just want to call that direction. And then since this is not an enum as typed in other programming languages, but just a bunch of integers, it won't actually print the text of the direction, but it should just say, well, I guess like 0. I did the typing typos. Compile, please. forgot the comma again. This is like the bane of this programming language. Getting used to putting commas at the end of everything. Okay. Let's try one more time. And yeah, I have the sense that there may be a bit of debug printing necessary as we craft this movement function, this movement procedure. Okay, so now let's say we go on the boat and I try and move left. Nothing happens. Yeah, attempt boat move chord in direction 0. That is what we expected. Okay, so now we can get on with writing the procedure. So how is this going to work? So what we want to do currently is move both. We want to check if the boat 1 can move in a given direction. That just requires what? It just requires that every moving part of the boat, when moved in the direction, moves into either a, say, water, or into the boat itself. That is to say, moves into a boat moving tile. Okay, so we'll first just do a loop where we move everything in the, try and move everything in the, where we just like read. We'll have to do like the rectangle calculation again for like the bounding box. And then I think we just want to iterate in that bounding box for all of the boat moving tiles. Let's copy these. And then read to like, you know, the left, up, down, right, whatever it is. If all of those are clear, we then can actually do the movement. We'll have to be a bit careful about how we do the rewrite for that, since we don't want to like rewrite over it in such a way that the boat itself gets modeled. That itself might involve actually creating another temporary tile, maybe like boat just moved, to help with like the writing. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's just first get in a logic that will print out a debug message saying yes, the boat can move in this direction, it cannot move in this direction. And then we'll actually do the write itself later. Okay. So yeah, so we did this. So now we want to say check that the boat can move in the given direction. So bounding box calculations, which we'll just steal from last time, copy pasta from all of the, where is it? This stuff here. Calculate the bounds of the rectangle that contains the boat. Where we're just defining the rectangle top left and bottom right positions. Oh, actually, hang on. Before we do this, we have some housekeeping to do. The housekeeping is going to be this. Create a vector2 data type and rewrite code to use it. Actually, kind of before we do that, this will be like the main first thing to do. I don't want to have to rewrite another boat movement procedure only to have to rewrite it later on. So we'll do this now. This will be a bit painful, but we'll get through it. It will force me to learn how to use structs in this programming language that I how to define structs, which I haven't done yet. And yeah, this will also simplify the code. So we're going to do this after we do like try moving the boat in the correct directions first. Okay, so this part here. Let's just do this. So I kind of want to copy this into all of this stuff. And then we just need to update the directions. So if we're doing the right key, we clearly want to try and move things right. If instead we do stuff up, I want to try and move it in this direction. And actually, hang on, I'm doing so much like code copy pastoring here. I'm wondering if this itself can be factored out in some way. We could define a Boolean array of just 4 bools, which we calculate by like filling in these things, and then we simply run the code across those. That would massively simplify this. Although we would need to get like the enums correct. However, if we're using that, the direction enum is just like 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which I think it is. We could just call that. Yeah. So this is indeed the case. Okay, so let's simplify all of this code now. So we can say, maybe something better, recall direction left, dot, dot, dot. Okay, so here we want to just write like a single generalized procedure that will run 4 times across a bool. So we want to say maybe just like attempt to move. I want to say something like movement Boolean array, or like, yeah, like move bool array. And I want this to just have a data type of 4 unsigned bytes. This syntax doesn't look correct. How do we define the byte array in the in like the boat toggle procedure? Because we used it in that. Slowly I will learn this programming language. We made a tile array. Okay, it can just be that. Yeah, there's no equal sign, but it's just type thing. So they'll get initialized to 0, and then we want to say movable array 0 is equal to this thing. And then we want to do similar logic, but now with the right key down, the up key down, and then the down key down. In moments like these, I wish you had Emacs. Okay, and now we just want to iterate through this. Now we want to say dum n8 equals 0, while can I say this? Dum while k is less than 4, we'll have our loop. Yeah, is this fine? How do we do it in the boating one? Yeah, this is fine. And yeah, prolata with macrons on the O's and A's. Prolata A plus equals 1. And now the stuff. So now we just say if the boating state is not boating, attempt character move in direction k. If not, attempt the boat move in direction k. Okay. Okay, and that, unless I've like missed something, that should just immediately generalize all of this code. So we should be able to delete this provided it compiles. And then we can get onto the defining the vector2 data type. Oh, whoa. Why did my main monitor say no signal? Yeah, my main monitor just said like flash blue and said like no signal. I did something silly with the pointer. The associated value is 0, so this probably means I dereferenced a null pointer at some stage. Okay, what's happened? What has happened? Another issue could be if I've already used something like K before. The Z compiler would say, and Odin would say, you've already defined this before, what are you doing? But I'm not sure if this compiler can pick up on that. Oh, maybe there's something to do with this. What could be the issue? I could just disable this logic for now. Let's see if that's fine. Okay. So that part's, there may be a problem with that, but there's at least a problem somewhere else. Is it this? Okay, yeah, if this looks like it's compiling. Okay. So now we've localized the error at least. Did I declare something wrong? Okay, so what in this part is incorrect? I mean, I thought I copied this in exactly the same way that I did for the boating stuff above. It's just fixed array number type movable array, and the type is N8. Surely it can't be because there's a space between the the square brackets. Maybe it could be. If so, I will need to send an email to Sam. Okay. So the question is this fine? No, that wasn't it. So it's something more sinister. But what? Like the logic for this is also wrong as well. In that this logic isn't actually calling move bool array at all. So that's something, but even when this was commented, it was failing. So what's up? What's going on? It's still unclear. Could it be something to do with types? I thought left key down though is just, like, I thought both of these are N8s. So we were at 494. Yeah, everything here is an N8. Like, it has to be with this, but I'm not seeing what the issue is. What is up? See, that's fine. Yeah, this. Oh, we have to There is more admin required. How do we like? Where is it? I always forget how to do this. It's like, where's like the moderator settings? Is it like chat settings? Is it like this block? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this isn't. If this was Emacs, I would do, Control S and just see if I've used this before. So maybe that is the issue. So maybe, like, I honestly can't remember if I've used move pull array or not. So why don't I just try renaming this? Like, let's call this MBA. The master of business array. Okay. Otherwise, I'm completely clueless as to why the compiler is crashing at this. Come on, are you serious? What's going on? I don't want to go back to like this tedious 4 cases just because some loop here is not working. This makes no sense. Like, yeah, what on earth is going on? Like, is my memory failing me? Like, this was compiling when all of this stuff was fine, was it not? Like, is the problem with this code like somewhere completely random? Somewhere else that I missed? Oh yeah, this was compiling and then this should move. What? Like, what? Why can't I just define an array and then fill it with things on the stack, right? Okay, not sure why pressing down is moving me to the left as well. That's kind of weird. Yeah, pressing down there should not have that effect. But okay, that bug aside. What? Like, seriously, what's going on here? Let's do something just really, really crude, which is literally just like hard code this. Let's say I define this to be 0, 1, 1, and 0. Will this give me a compile error? Like, I'm wondering if it's some like weird, like with the Boolean logic stuff going on. There's like some typecasting that's like incorrect. Like, is it the case that doing some of these ands will give you like 0 FFFFF, and then it's like, I was expecting an N8. What are you doing? Giving me all of these extra bits. I'm wondering if that's like the compile error. Okay, so this seems to be fine. Yeah, let's just try running it. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Okay, let's actually just like print out what these values are. Yeah, like why is this giving us so much grief? So let's do, is it what is it? Or at line 500, regere. Regere. What does it say, like T1, the thing. Wait, this is debug stuff. This is not what I was expecting to happen. Quit. Compile. We will learn this language eventually. It is taking, oh how it is taking some time. At least the compiler error message is actually telling that. Okay, so then we can press some buttons and see if this idea of mine that the thing that's getting produced is not a 0 or a 1, and that's resulting in like a weird cast issue is correct. Okay, productor, Sokoban, enter. We press up and down and we move it all around. Oh, I forgot to put new lines in the debug information for one, but I don't know, I'm just seeing a bunch of zeros here. I'm seeing lots of zeros and ones, so I'm not seeing the problem. Perhaps the poor quality of the debug output is clouding what's going on. But in either case, like, this shouldn't be happening, given that it was kind of crashing before any buttons were pressed. Like, this almost shouldn't be relevant. Although I did notice that as soon as the game was launched, they looked as though there were some weird numbers were written. So I'm kind of curious. Though I can't see them now for some reason. Yeah, see, like, before anything is written, that prints out. Like, why? I'm just saying everything's 0, which is fine. Down, left, right, up. So why is it printing out so much? This looks way more than just 4 presses. What's going on? It is unclear. So I guess it's appearing lots of times because it was running every frame, but okay, yeah. So I do want to just try and cast this and see if this fixes things. So casting is just done by saying that, like that, right? And yeah, we'll still ignore this. What is going on? Why am I crashing the compiler? So okay, there is this. I could continue going down trying to figure out what exactly in this is crashing the compiler. I kind of don't care at this point. I kind of just want to get this working. But the thing is, I do want to know. Like, I want to know what about this is too much for the compiler. Okay, I kind of do actually want to really try and isolate this, and then I can just send a bug report to Sam. Since this is totally confusing. Okay, so I'll see. Okay, well, let's see if we can replicate this. So the left key's down, all of this stuff. All of these things are globals, left key down and right key down. Okay. So yeah, let's save and quit this, and then we'll start like a new file. So let's call this. Oh, we're gonna have to make it first. Make file. Compile. Or maybe just like bug. Well, it's more like compile error 1.lbc. Let's move into the codex first. Then we'll say here make file compile error 1.lbc. Now let's edit this. We'll paste in the code from here. Okay, and how do we like do a minimal? If I'm not actually like importing, if I'm not importing anything, it should be fine. But how exactly does this work again? So we want to say. It's like Peregrina, yeah. So yes, we want to do. This is like, I may not even need to import anything. If we do Peregrina procedure new main. And let's just have this version of it. Okay, so this is the problematic version once we've defined a bunch of globals. So let's say we have very because it is variable, right? I forget where the macron is. I think it's this. Variable let's just reduce this, like array down to 2. I'll call this, like, instead of casting this, we'll just say like v1 v2 v3 v4. We need this to be a constant. Okay, so we'll say like variable v1 2 3 4. Let's do the proper computer science standard. And then we need like an absolute, where does the macrons go? We'll figure it out. Absolute forces equals 1. We'll make it 0. So this here might give us I'm expecting this to produce a bug. So let's instead try and compile this with the simple version before. That is to say, so like MBA 0 is equal to 0, and then MBA 1 is equal to 1. And this is all I want. Let's just see if this compiles. So we'll suspend it, go to the second screen, and then so now we want CLB codecs compile error1.bc. Okay, that's not going to work since we need to specify where the output is, which means we need to make the output. So let's try making output in productor. Let's say like temp dot. Okay. Now let's try and send this to a temp. Okay, I got some of the macrons incorrect. Let's check out what these, how to spell these again. So I found you Sokoban libc. Control S. So macron on the A in variable, and then macrons on the U in absolute. Variable. Okay. Try again. Scriptor codex. Scriptor M compile error. Variable. Bad type for global variable. That is the case. Let's make these N8s instead. And compile. Oh, I got the Peregrina wrong. How? Line 8. Okay. Why does it not get the Peregrina? I don't understand. Is it because I need to import something at the top? I may need to import, oh yeah, I may need to import like common basis arena, maybe? I'm a bit surprised that this like Peregrina isn't part of the language. But okay, I'll try and import. Let's do this import. Particulum inveni common basis serena.lbc. We'll compile this again. What is going on? What is going on? I'm so confused. Okay, let's open up like another window just to like view the actual file. This is wild. Okay, so we'll go into the examples. We'll go into the codex. We want to go into the Sokoban. Then we want to go into the codex. Now we want to just print out everything in the Sokoban. I said like particulum in Vini. What's the compiler? Why is the tokenizer getting confused? Oh, because I said invent instead of invent. This could be another compiler bug. Why is it tripping out here? I guess because instead of Fokra, instead of common, it should be Fokra. Okay. In either case, maybe yes, we'll just include it. Include the Fokra, which I don't think needs a macron. Okay, put procedure genus referatorum melum. How about procedure has a bad type to be returned. What? Like, is the main loop not called new main in our game? Yeah, Peregrina procedure and new main. Let's just quit this and do like another one. Oh no, is this another case where the documentation is incorrect? Oh my goodness. And it's incorrect because of like bloody macrons, I think. So yeah, okay, so note how the procedure here, this line here, has 3 macrons. However, the documentation Check this out. Check this out. The documentation, it doesn't have the macrons in the correct places. This is so okay. I think that's why the our basic program that's meant to isolate this compiler error is itself not compiling. Actually, so yeah, Peregrina procedure. So every vowel except the A in procedure has a macron. So let us try to edit this. Scriptor m compile error. Macron on the O, macron on the E, save. Okay. And possibly we don't actually need this. Well, we'll leave it. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it compiles like this. And then if it does, we'll try and comment out the first line. And we want to compile this. No, it's still... What on earth is going on? I don't... Okay, we're going to do something easier, which is just then making this basic file from scratch. We will just file copy the current code, the current Sokoban into the thing, then we will just delete code. So let's do file copy Sokoban, copy into compile error. Oopsie. Okay. Now we can... Well, will this crash now that we've updated the code? Unexpected. Scriptor m compile error. And yeah, let's just let's just delete the swash as much of this as we need. When my monitor actually shows this. Program crashed. Oh, what? What is happening? I'm just editing this file. Oh, it's something to do with like deleting the top line. Okay, we're gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that there. Let's just continue to import all of that stuff as usual. We'll delete everything except these. We'll delete everything going into the main. Use new main. Okay, this is the problem area. Let's save this. Let's just delete everything. Oh, was it because I'm like not returning from it? But I don't see a return here. Okay. This should compile unless we've done. If this doesn't compile, I have no idea what's going on. Which is no different from the last hour. Okay. So we want to like go up. Now we want to do compile within codex, compile error, send it to there. Okay. It was called temp. Okay. Things are working. I have like no idea why this other one was failing. Okay, so let's actually see if this will compile when we like comment out all of these imports. Is one of these actually always required? Like in Zig, you don't have to like import the standard library at all. Missing procedure principium jussorum. Okay. So we kind of do need to import something. Can we just import the basis arena? Is this enough? Okay, this is returning the same problem as before. Okay, so maybe there's actually several libraries we need to import, and not just the one, like the documentation suggested. But let's import everything except strings. Can we do this without strings? Hopefully. Okay, that's good. Let's try and knock out another one then. Can we do this without the register? Okay, we can. That was luck. And let's make sure it still runs. Good. Okay. We're now creating a minimal example to send to Sam. Up here, I just want to say like enter. Okay. I think I can just keep this as it is. So the claim is that when I there's a tiny bit more that needs to happen. So the claim is that if we say like NBA, let's make this like NBA2. The claim is if we say NBA, we'll keep it for NBA 0, like maybe there's some weird alignment issue with the compiler. The claim is that this is going to do fine. But if we were to uncomment it, if we were to uncomment this area, we get a bug. That should, okay, before I write anything, let's new test this. Get rid of this. I feel like I feel like actually once we've like made this minimal example, the stream will come to an end. Like this is too unexpected. An unexpected time sink, but an important time sink. Because without feedback, the compiler will get better, but this is a particular way in which it can get better. Okay. So now we want to say, we'll comment this out. We will uncomment this. Claim is this will crash the compiler. And it does. Okay. Good. Okay. We have created our kind of minimal example. I reckon this can be simplified. Let's just remove all of the casting stuff, since I don't think that's actually important. Let's change it from a 4 to a 2. Do we get a crash, a compiler crash with this? We do. Good. Okay. In which case, let's just get rid of that stuff. I should say, okay, with this code uncommented, with the following 2 lines uncommented, the program compiles and runs successfully. You should say with the following Actually, say with the following 2 lines uncommented, the program during compilation 2 lines uncommented, an attempt like attempting a compile crashes the compiler. Okay, so let's check this. Let's keep these commented for the moment. Try and compile. Everything's fine. And then when we run this, it's also fine. However, if we now uncomment these lines, I expect a compiler crash. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm now going to just write an email and send this to Sam and let him know that this is crashing the compiler. And yeah, next stream we will not do this fancy, we'll come up with different code. In particular, I think I'll just use the really verbose, like ugly, inefficient manual code we had before, which it was compiling, and then hopefully in the next Serenum release, this compile, I will have, like, I don't think this line is doing anything illegal or anything stupid, right? It's just, this looks like a perfectly valid thing to do. It's just, we're doing some calculation with globals on the right, and then we're setting an array value to it, in either case. And then we'll actually get back onto the boat programming logic. So yeah, thanks everyone who stopped by, and yeah, next time I hope to get back to the logic programming. But this is what happens when this is, the fun of using a system that's under development is, there's lots of positives that come with it. It's all completely new, with new ideas. But then, the downsides is you run into bugs like this. But then this is how you help the project develop. So take care, everyone. Bye.